Hey guys, this week for Weapons Wednesday, we're going to test out this Middle-earth battle mace as well as some of the other new weapons we just added to the KarateMart.com website. But before we begin, if you could just like this video and subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. So, as I've done in previous weeks, I had Amanda go back into the warehouse and grab a bunch of our new items, box them up for me so I don't know what they are. That way I can give you a good and honest review of each item. So, Amanda, hand me the first box. Awesome. Okay, let's see what this is. You know, everyone always laughs at me because I use a box cutter to open these boxes when we've got thousands of knives in the warehouse back there. But, you know, to be honest, I don't want to gunk up any of the blades on either or good knives, so that's why I use a box cutter. But let's just see what this is. Oh, cool, cool. Awesome, awesome. I was hoping we'd show this off. So, kind of an interesting story. About 2 weeks ago, we had a guy contact our company who was making these in his garage. And, I saw it and I thought it was a really creative idea. So we're just gonna try selling them for him and see how they do. I think they're pretty cool. So this is about 4.5 inches and it fits in your pocket really nicely. So as far as an everyday carry weapon goes, it's perfect. And then we take it out and this little plastic spike comes out of there, which we can add to this in a couple different ways. So first off, we can set it up like that. So we've got kind of a spiked push dagger kind of thing going on there, which is pretty awesome. And that little spike is actually super sharp, and that's made out of plastic, but I mean, that's very durable. That's not some, you know, plastic spike that's just gonna break on you really easy. That actually feels really durable. But then we also have the ability to take this off, and let's see, then we put it in here, like that, and then put the cap on the end, and then we've got just kind of a standard knife style spike, which is pretty sweet. I mean, that's actually really comfortable in my hand, and I think that would make a really nice weapon. So I kind of wanted to test this out just a little bit to see, you know, how it felt to actually punch something with it. So I'm just going to set it up like the push dagger, and let's just see. I mean, it feels really comfortable in my hand. So, yeah, I mean, you can't even hear it strike into the watermelon, but I mean, it's just how perfect of an everyday carry weapon is that? That's pretty awesome. And it's so light. This thing only weighs about 1 ounce, so super light, completely made out of plastic. So, just awesome. Just really, really awesome. And then so compact. I love that. Just fit in your pocket. Really cool. So that is called the Concealed Pocket Spike on KarateMart.com. Definitely check it out. Very, very cool. But I'm going to put this away and let's go on to the next item. All right, Amanda, what's next?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, cool. So I think it was like maybe a month ago I did a video where I showed off some kind of survival gear and I talked about how we were going to start adding more slingshots to KarateMart.com. Well, this is one of the new ones we just started carrying, and it's called the Quick Shot Autofeed Slingshot. So I know, like, on video right now that looks like just a standard slingshot, but there's a couple of cool features about it. So first off, it's got this adjustable section up here. So if we wanted to, you could unscrew these screws right here and then kind of adjust that up. And what that would do is allow you to get more power when you're pulling back the bands. So that's kind of cool. But then it's also an auto feed slingshot. So it's got this little hole on the bottom where you just hit this button and then it drops out your ammo for you. So that's pretty cool. That's very, very quick and convenient. Now it doesn't come with any ammo, but we do sell these steel ball ammo on KarateMart.com, so you can buy those separately. But, you know, to be completely honest, if you go to any sporting goods store or any Army survival shop, you're gonna find, you know, slingshot ammo there. So you can just buy any standard slingshot ammo and, you know, that should fit right in there. Pretty nice. But I actually wanna see how this works. So We have a scissors right here. Let's just open one of these up and just kind of check it out a little bit. So I'm just going to take a couple of these balls out, drop them into the box. Okay, so here we go. Got a couple of balls. So I guess we just kind of hit that button, drop it in, drop another one in. Okay, so I dropped a few in there. And then so if we're gonna use it, we would actually just hit with my pinky. I just hit that, and then there drops a ball, which is pretty nice. So then you can really quickly load it up into the sling and then shoot it. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. I think that's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna shoot it in here. Well, I mean, I suppose I could at this watermelon or something, might as well. Yeah, so it just shot right through the watermelon. You couldn't see it at all. There's like a hole right here, but pretty awesome. Really, really cool. I guess the only thing that bothers me about it is it doesn't have a wrist brace on it. I've done a lot of slingshotting in my life because growing up in Wisconsin, slingshots are just kind of part of life. And I like the wrist braces that come out and kind of go over your wrist so you can get a little more stability when you're using it. But the nice thing about not having a wrist brace is that this is more compact for you. So that is definitely a benefit to not having a wrist brace. But I don't know, I personally kind of like them. Still a really cool slingshot. It actually feels more solid and more heavy duty than a standard slingshot that I've had in the past. It's got a steel frame up here, and then it's a composite polymer blue handle. So that's a composite polymer, and it feels really durable. Plus it's got this grip on the sides, which is really nice. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's actually like a really good grip on there, which is nice because if your hand gets sweaty, especially when you're using slingshots, you do not want that to slip out of your hand. You need to be able to keep control of your weapon so you can use it, whether you're hunting or whatever you're doing with it. Very cool. I actually think this is an awesome slingshot. I love the design. I love the auto feed. I think that's such a cool idea. Yeah, not much more to tell you about it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this away and let's move on to something else. Okay, all right, move that there. All right, next item. Okay, this is cool. There's actually 3 of these in here. So these are called the Dragon Knuckle Dusters, and we've got the black Dragon Knuckle Duster, which is pretty cool. I'll show these off a little closer in a second. And then we've got the blue Dragon Knuckle Duster. Take a look at this guy. So that's the blue Dragon Knuckle Duster, which is pretty awesome. And then we've got the Flaming Dragon Knuckle Duster, which is an even more unique design. Look at this. That's pretty sweet. So let's just feel these a little bit. They are really, really comfortable. I mean, we must have like 50 different styles of knuckle dusters here at KarateMart.com. And this one actually feels really, really comfortable in my hand. It's made out of a zinc aluminum alloy. And so that's a little bit different. Normally our knuckle dusters are made out of steel or brass. So this is a zinc aluminum alloy, and it feels really, really strong, possibly a little bit lighter than other knuckle dusters. It's about 5 ounces. But what I like about it is how thin it is. So if we look at it, that's like super thin as far as the front goes, but the back is just a little bit more beefy. So when I have it in my hand, it doesn't hurt at all. It actually feels really good, really comfortable, because it is a little bit thicker here, so it's not hurting my hand at all. And then as far as design goes, these finger holes are plenty large, so it's gonna fit people with larger fingers, but it's just set up like in a way that's really, really comfortable. It actually fits just perfectly in my hand, so I really, really like that. It weighs about 5 ounces, as I said. One thing you've got to know about knuckle dusters though is it's very important to check your local laws because these are illegal in so many different areas. So definitely check your local laws before even considering buying something like this. But I actually really like this. I like the blue one probably the best. I think the blue one's got the coolest design to it. But I think we should try punching the watermelon just to see if it actually does hurt my hand at all. Because often when you're using knuckle dusters, it'll kind of dig in right here. And I want to make sure that these things don't do that. So let's go ahead and punch the watermelon. I really didn't mean to make that big a mess. But literally, my hand didn't hurt at all in any way. Actually feels really good. I love these. I think these are awesome. I think these are some of the best knuckle dusters that we carry. So if you're thinking about buying one, I would definitely check these ones out. But I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up really quick and then we'll move on to the next item. All right, so we got all of that cleaned up in here. I honestly did not think that watermelon was gonna explode like that, but good thing I've got Amanda to help me out in cleaning that. But let's move on to the next item. All right, Amanda, what do we have next? Okay, the Deluxe Black Pocket Baton. So we carry a number of different pocket batons, and here's the thing I love about pocket batons. They fit nicely in your pocket. I mean, look at that, that's perfect. Just fits in there. It's a great everyday carry weapon because it fits in your pocket. A lot of people when they're buying batons go for the longest possible baton, which I get. I mean, you want to keep the assailant as far away from you as possible, but there is something to be said for these little pocket batons because you can gain a lot of momentum from that swing, and then also it just fits so nicely in your pocket. So I think these are awesome. This specific pocket baton is more police grade, military grade. It's just built a little bit nicer than a standard pocket baton. It's actually made out of a stainless steel, and you can feel it in its weight that it's just feels like a really good quality pocket baton. So it comes with this nylon carrying case, which, I mean, it's cool. It's got a little belt loop on there to hook from your belt, but I personally like the fact that it has a pocket clip on it, which, here, I'm just gonna close that really quick. Pocket clips are nice because you can so easily just grab it and then, you know, shoot it out, and then you've got your baton. Whereas with the nylon carrying case, you gotta kind of unhook the carrying case, pull it out. It's just not as convenient. So having that pocket clip there is great. Now the problem with pocket clips is that they often are uncomfortable when you've got your hand around them. But if we look at this one, it's just set up perfectly so it's not uncomfortable at all. It actually fits in my finger very nicely. It's actually super comfortable. And then the weight of this thing, it's about 13 ounces, is just perfect. Like, I absolutely love the feel of this. It doesn't feel too heavy. It doesn't feel light and cheap. It actually feels like a really good baton. And one of the things I really like about this baton is how it has this really solid glass breaker on the end of it, which actually has a couple of advantages. For one, if you got trapped in your vehicle, you could use it to break your car window. And then for two, you also have the ability to do a hammer strike if you had to when you were being attacked. So you could strike with the baton or do a hammer strike. I think that's really cool, actually. But, you know, I actually want to see how strong this baton is because we're selling it as a Deluxe Black Pocket Baton. I know it's stronger than our standard pocket batons, but we need to test it out a little bit. So I'm just gonna pull in our trusty Wing Chun dummy. This is made out of a very solid wood. So striking this will give the baton a really good test. So let's go ahead and just strike the Wing Chun dummy. Yeah, no bend to it at all. Still in very good shape. You can see that it's done some scuffs up the shaft of the baton, but let's make sure, yeah, it still closes just fine, still opens just fine. Yeah, I mean, this is a very solid pocket baton, so I think this is awesome, really cool, but let's go ahead and put this away and move on to our last item. All right, Amanda, what is our last item?
There you go.
Awesome, okay. Go ahead and push that out of the way, and let's see what we've got. Okay, this is awesome. Awesome. Okay, what is this thing called? All right, this is the Middle Earth Battle Mace. I mean, what a perfect name for this. The Middle Earth Battle Mace. I mean, this is as much of a cosplay weapon as I can possibly imagine, but it actually feels super solid, super heavy. It's made out of that durable, super durable polypropylene. I think it was like maybe a couple months ago where I did a video where I tested out this polypropylene with one of our polypropylene katanas and actually destroyed a pellet with it, a wooden pellet, and it just destroyed it. So I know this stuff is super durable. It's a weird fantasy weapon, and honestly, if I ever saw someone in public carrying something like this, I would think they were either crazy or I would just start laughing because, I mean, can you imagine someone actually carrying this as an everyday carry weapon? Absolutely not. But it is cool. I mean, like, for instance, it's got these little diamond shape little spikes on the shaft of it. So if you were to strike with it and you missed and you hit someone with the shaft, yeah, that actually, that would actually really hurt. So in that respect, it's really cool. Also, we've got these grooves on the handle, which are super comfortable. That's gonna give you that non-slip grip, which is really awesome. We've got a spike on the end here, so you could thrust with it. Also a spike on the pommel, so we could do our hammer strikes. That's pretty awesome. Let's see, the flanges on this thing, we can see that there's about a 90-degree angle between each flange, and they're spiked flanges, but definitely not a sharp spike. But I could see that doing some major, major damage on something. So I don't think this thing would break easily at all. I think we could do some pretty big destruction with it and it would hold up just fine. Let's see, anything else I need to talk about with it? It's made out of that injection molded polypropylene. Approximate length is 33.5 inches. So, I mean, that's pretty solid length. And then it weighs approximately 2 pounds, 12 ounces. And I can tell just by holding this that all the weight is in the head of that thing. So imagine the momentum you could get on a swing with this thing. So I don't know, I want to use it. I actually want to test this sucker out, but I'm not going to go ahead and hit a watermelon in this room again because I just finished cleaning it up. I'm going to go ahead and bring a watermelon outside and let's see if we can destroy the watermelon. All right, let's go outside. All right, so I brought the Middle Earth Battle Mace and the watermelon outside, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to strike it just like Gallagher would strike a watermelon, just straight down like that. And what I'm gonna try is I'm gonna try to strike so hard that it smashes through the watermelon and hits this wooden table as hard as it can, because that way it'll give this weapon a good test to make sure it's not gonna break on us. So let's go ahead and hit the watermelon and see how big a mess this will make. So as you can see, the Middle Earth Battle Mace did an excellent job of destroying that watermelon, and it held up really nicely even though it hit the table as hard as it did. So I'm into this thing. I think it's pretty cool. Definitely more of a cosplay weapon than an actual weapon, but still super cool. But if you made it this far in the video, then you're probably one of our regular viewers. So I just want to mention, a couple of weeks ago my dad passed away, which is why you didn't see a video last week. My dad was an awesome person who taught me a lot of things, and he taught me to have a good work ethic, but he mostly taught me that it's just really important to be good and kind to other people. My dad would always greet everyone when he went to a store, and he would always compliment people. And I think it's really important that if you're out in public and you see someone who's struggling, just show some kindness. That's all I have to say about that. Just be kind to others. But make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out KarateMart.com because we've got all sorts of really cool items on there. But until next week, we'll see you Weapons Wednesday.